If you're in a location where you can afford to shop for a local church, you're pretty lucky. I happen to be in one of those areas where there are 20 churches, maybe 30 churches within driving distance for me to be able to go to. And you're able to really parse down into specifics about the style of music or what people wear or even the type of sermon style that's preferred in there. That's really a different situation, though, from what most Christians around the world experience. They don't really have that option of being able to shop for just their preferences within a church. I think the other problem with the perspective of shopping for a church is that you look for that perfect place, but the first thing to make it not perfect is for you to show up, or for me to show up in that place. They're definitely not perfect by any means. And that happens a lot also when we just think about shopping in general. You can be as discerning as you want when you're shopping for something that you want. You can go through, you can do all the comparisons, you can do the price check, but then you come home and all of a sudden you start to notice all of the problems that you hadn't seen before, all the flaws that you hadn't quite noticed, the angles and perspectives that you hadn't factor in. And that's really something that what happens when we come to church with that consumer mindset. You're actually never able to fully commit, never able to fully love. And so for anybody to actually grow to love the church, it's necessary for them to come to terms with the flaws of the church, their own flaws, the own problems that they contribute to that church. But you find that the people who actually know the most bad about a church are usually those people who are the stewards of that place, and yet they've learned to love it for what it is, and more importantly, for what God has intended for that. So what we need are more people who are willing to become stewards of the church, where the love grows out of their commitment for it, rather than people who stay in that perpetual consumer mindset as if they're shopping for churches. And one of the challenges, though, is that's going to become even more difficult to resist in an era of virtual church, because probably no one will ever visit a church again unless they've already shopped through churches online and seen that presentation. But it's going to become even more difficult to take that step to switch from consumer to steward when we have that kind of distanced mindset. But that's the only way a church can truly function and truly run, when those people take responsibility for it and leave off being consumers.